It's The Bloody Apprentice on television. It's not, it's Brightman Fitness on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. We have another video today. It's a rest day today, so no training, but I'm going to take you through my full anabolic steroid cycle for prep at present. Okay, so we're 5 weeks in, 5 weeks have been completed of prep, so I'll talk you through how it started, and I'll talk you through where we're at now. That is as much information as I have currently, and I'm sure I'll do another update as far when we get further into prep. But for now, this is the IFBB Pro cutting anabolic steroid cycle for a classic physique show in approximately 15 weeks. So that's the video. But first, it is 12:12 in the afternoon. I've just finished all my check-in for the day, and I've got this weird feeling inside me that I'm just absolutely starving. So let's go and get meal one in. Of course, it's going to be the egg white omelette. You already know that. It's quite mental what you can get for like 250 calories, isn't it? When you really think about it and put a bit of effort in. I'm so hungry for this, man. Oh. Well, my team. It looks like the game just changed. You see, I'm a large fiend when it comes to ice cream, and the fact that I can now make texture perfection, creamify technology, delivering perfect results at the touch of a button, ice cream and gelato and sorbet, whilst losing fat, losing weight, getting shredded, means that the likelihood of me getting to Olympia just went to a whole new level, my friends. There's an argument to say that the world has gone soft, and I have to sort of agree, because let's be honest, man, if you can't get into condition nowadays where you have air fryers for tasty chicken, have ice cream makers for tasty ice cream, protein ice cream, you know, when my carbs go very, very low, which they ultimately will, and don't get me wrong, that's not easy, I would just be able to make ice cream. I'll be able to make protein ice cream. And the beautiful thing about prep is, as you get leaner and leaner and your food gets less and less, your taste buds just ignite more and more and more. Things that you would usually, you know, eat in a surplus, things you usually never eat in a surplus, but taste like shit, like vegan protein, you think it's the best thing in the world. So the fact that I can now make ice cream is stupendous. So this is very exciting, and I will absolutely review this as soon as I possibly can. Let's get stuck into this. God damn, bro. All right, people, let's take you on a little journey here, okay? Last prep, I devised some absolutely spectacular sort of smoothie whipped, like just unbelievably good shit, where I put egg whites, ice, protein powder into this blender and blended it up, and it was incredible. So now that I have the ice cream maker, I'm going to go with, let me just come round to my kitchen. What I've gone with here is salted caramel, supplement needs protein powder, protein fusion, the new one, 100 gram of egg whites, don't look at me weird, 140 grams of banana, and then 200 mils of almond milk. I think it probably needs a bit more almond milk, so I think I'm going to put more in there, because I don't think it needs to be so thick. And then we'll put it in the freezer and we'll see what the hell happens. But God, I'm very excited for this. I have to admit, this is exciting. So I'll tell you what, I'll finish this vlog off with me eating this tomorrow. I think it would be tomorrow. I don't think it would be tonight. But I'll finish this vlog off with me eating it and giving you a live reaction to what the Ninja Creamy tastes like. Go out there. Oh boy. Oh, I'm almost too hungry to eat. This stuff is beautiful, by the way. I've never seen it in the UK before. Tropical Lipton iced tea. Absolute Johnny banger. Oh God. The thing with iced tea is, because it's flat, it's drunk so quickly, isn't it? People, let me address the elephant in the room. My wife has left me temporarily. She's gone back to the UK, which is why these are self-filmed and probably much lower quality, because shout out Mrs. B, my beautiful wife. I will stop calling her bro and man. I won't, but I call her nice things as well. She's doing such a good job with the camera. I believed in her from day one. I said, you pick up this camera, do it for 2 months, see how good you are. I think she's unreal. If you've not watched the chest video we posted on Thursday, go and watch it, because it's really, really good. Very high quality. But she'll be back next week, so she'll be behind the camera again, thank God. Which is why I'm just holding the fort for now. Quick tip, before I get stuck into this, if you're in a dieting phase or an improvement phase, and you want to be efficient with your time, input all your food ahead of the day while you're doing your cardio in the morning, and then you just go back and amend it. It's an absolute hack, because that way you remove all decision fatigue whilst simultaneously helping yourself through boring cardio. Like, the time flies when you're just thinking about food the whole time, and it means you're then accountable to that all day. So, no brainer. And yes, I am wearing a hoodie because it's very grey outside today. As you can see, not great out there. Anyway, let me get this omelette down me. Right, before we get into the anabolics, let's talk about what really matters, the food, where I get it from, how much it costs, all that good stuff in Dubai. Because when I moved to this, is a big concern of mine. I was like, oh, the supermarkets are expensive. It ain't all that bad, okay? I've shouted at these guys out before, but the Meat Avenue is where I got all my meat from. This is not paid, I pay for it. And what I've got here is 1.5 kilos of lean beef mince, extra lean beef mince, and 1.5 kilos of cubed lean chicken breast. That is 175 dirhams, which is £36.75. That will last me a week. So a week's meat is 30 quid, and I'm on 270 grams of protein a day. And then the rest really is just like fresh stuff. So this is not obviously a full shop, this is just what I ran out of today. So it's fair to say that we need to taper this up a little bit. We've got fresh tomatoes, I've got my pickles, there's another jar over there. Oat milk for the morning coffee. I've got aubergine, banana, peppers, lemon, massive bunch of coriander slaps in salad and omelettes. Red onions, white onions, and peppers. And then I've got Sprite, Coke Zero. I've got some jalapenos, fresh ones as well, they look tasty. And then 2 boxes of salad there, which will last me a few days. Obviously need to top that up, and then water. Obviously you don't drink the tap water out here, so I have to get bottled water. All of this, and also including 3 bags of frozen blueberries, which are probably one of the most expensive things I buy, was £57. And this will last me the majority of the week. The only thing to add on this is the egg whites. So I get my egg whites online as well from this website, which someone incredibly handed to me the other day, Master Baker Studio. I get fresh liquid egg whites. A kilo of egg whites cost me 26 dirhams. So 26 times 0.21, that is £5 for a kilo of egg whites. That is my breakfast every morning. 2 of those lasts me 5 days. So 3 of them last me a week. So 15 quid for my breakfast plus the veg, and then 36 quid for my lunch and dinner. And then my snacks in between is obviously post-workout, and my pre-bed meal is whey protein, so that's not counted in this. But there you go, that is my weekly food shop. So a grand total of about £110, I think that works out as, pretty much. So that is what we're spending on food per week to be a bodybuilder on prep in Dubai. Alright people, let's talk. Let's talk my favourite, my IFBB Pro favourite fat loss steroid cycle. Listen, before we get stuck into this, I need to have a bit of more of a serious conversation with you. This was not going to be part of the vlog when I initially thought about doing this vlog. The reason I'm doing this vlog is because the steroid cycles ones are just simply put always the most watched. Like one of my off season one is still getting more watches than most videos. So give the people what they want. However, there's something very serious to talk about before I do talk about my cycle, which by the way is not gonna blow anyone away. And that is that unfortunately there seems to be this disease going around at the moment, or disease that seems to have been born, particularly in America. I've not really seen any young UK influencers doing it, which I'm quite proud of to this point. But I'm seeing this infection, this disease, this virus of young American influencers, let's call them. And they do need to be called influencers now, because I've just seen that young LA have actually sponsored one of them. And I can't remember his name for the life of me, and I don't want to share his name even if I did. But like this like young, juvenile, insecure boy whose brain isn't fully formed yet, but they're like glorifying and glamorizing taking steroids and like looking down the camera and like licking their tongues out as if they're doing the hacker in this weird, like seductive, crazed, psychotic way. And to be quite honest, like if I really let my chimp out, they make me want to like pummel their faces in, which is really violent, and I don't want to do that. But that's the thing I get when I see this type of person, and that's just from what they're doing. That's just from the tongues out and the crazy eyes. But then they go with putting insulin pins in their mouth and spitting the lids out, and then jabbing, and then posing, and oh, the content is hideous. But that's not the problem. The problem is the impact that has, and that is scary, because you've now got some kids that are sponsored by Young LA, glamorizing steroids, and showing people that you can put on 70 pounds in one cycle, and you know, one cycle won't hurt, and yet acne scarred faces and gyno starting to form on their nipples. And it's really genuinely like concerning. This is the sort of shit that I hate with a passion. So before I do get stuck into this and tell you what I'm doing, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, because I feel confident enough that the way I put this message across is not going to be I'm not going to glamorize it, and I'll tell you the hard facts. But after 6 years of taking steroids, I have had surgery for my nipples because I got gyno, and I was very careful, by the way. I was one of the careful ones, and I still got it. That was a horrible experience, one of the worst experiences of my life, recovering from gyno surgery. Number two, I've had a lot of my hair fall out, which is why you see me wearing a hat now. I've threaded a lot of hair for muscle, and I've probably, and this is probably the scariest bit. And I'm not worried about this, because I think I've changed for the better as a person, and I'm in a much different position than I was before steroids. But like, there's no doubt my psychology would have changed, undoubtedly, and that's just what's happened to this point, you know. And then the trade-off for that is I've grown a load of muscle, and I've built a career doing something that I love, and I get to travel the world competing in bodybuilding. Like, but for a lot of people that unfortunately see this sort of content, and they're like, oh yeah, one cycle won't hurt, and then they do a cycle, and then they do another one, and then another one, and then another one, and they're not careful about their health. They don't take their health supplements, they don't check their blood work, they don't even know what gyno is until it's too late. And then suddenly they're messed up in the head as well, because they're taking certain compounds that do impact your brain health, and they are neurotoxic. And that's only the impact now. So, you know, I'm aware that there may be some long-term impacts for me, and I just want you all to be aware that if you do decide to take steroids, there will be short and long-term negative consequences for you, most likely, because not many people are able to take them and not have any of the negative side effects. And the final preface I'll give before I go into what I'm taking is that once you start taking steroids, it will become very difficult for you to stop. Now, I stopped for 8 months. I came off, and it wasn't. I didn't go back on steroids because I was addicted to steroids. I'm okay with that. I know that my self-worth lies outside of how big my biceps are. My self-worth is on something else, just as useless. But it's not how my body looks. But bear in mind that when you take steroids and you start to watch your body change for the positive, that can become a very slippery slope for someone who perhaps has low self-esteem prior. So that was a serious chat before I get into what I'm taking, and this won't take very long. Okay, my prep started at 400 milligrams of testosterone enanthate, which is this, 400 milligrams of testosterone enanthate injected across the week, but on every day of the week. So 400 milligrams divided by 7, okay? It also started with 100 milligrams of masteron enanthate across the week. So 100 milligrams injected across 7 days. And it also started with 100 milligrams of trenbolone acetate. Now, after a couple of weeks in prep, I had noticed a change immediately in my psyche. I felt extremely detached from my emotions. I felt extremely robotic. I felt extremely flat. I was neither good nor bad. I was just, nothing bothered me, and I felt pretty emotionless. So I actually said to Joe, do you mind if we take the tren out for now? I know that it'll be needed at some point, and I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with those effects. I don't get angry or aggressive or anything hideous like that, but I did just find that I had no emotion, and I live with my wife, and I want her to feel me having emotion, and I want to feel having emotion. So I asked him if we could drop that out for now, and we could. Now, that was it. So total milligram per week, 600 milligrams. Over the weeks that has escalated up. Tren has gone out, but masteron has gone up. So I'm now taking 400 milligrams of testosterone enanthate and 600 milligrams of masteron enanthate per week, split across 7 doses. Splitting your doses across 7, daily can be a ball ache. I would strongly recommend it for hormonal regulation, let's say, hormonal or a lack of hormonal variance. So just keeping levels nice and flat, that is going to hopefully minimize any hormonal issues that you might have. So the flare-ups of gyno, maybe skin issues, maybe mood swings and things like that. But that is where we're at. So we're at 1 gram now. Okay, 1 gram total milligram. Yeah, 1 gram total milligrams per week. I don't doubt that it'll escalate up a little bit more, and I don't doubt that trend will come back in later on down the line when muscle loss is at slightly higher risk, if any risk, if we can talk about risk of muscle loss as an enhanced individual. But for now, it's not in. So that is all the anabolics, androgenic anabolic steroids that I'm taking right now. In terms of fat loss supplements, let's talk lipolytics. So we have 80 micrograms of Clen. Okay, this is it was escalated up to 80 micrograms as quickly as possible, and it will stay there until we want to pull it down and reduce diet fatigue. Clenbuterol is, for want of a better term, it has a lot of stimulatory effects. It will raise your heart rate, it will raise your basal metabolic rate, I think by about 20%. So you will burn an additional X number of calories per day. Yohimbine, natural supplement, not on the banned list, but a beta-adrenergic receptor 2 antagonist. Works similarly to Clen, will take up your heart rate, but also helps to work on beta fat cells, which tend to be the more stubborn of the two, alpha and beta. There might be some more. Thyroid support. Thyroid went straight in, and this was something that I queried with Joe. So 25 micrograms of T3 and 100 micrograms of T4. So just one of each morning, okay? Some really important points to that. Number one, it's gone in straight away, largely because the risk to reward is quite high/low. So low risk, high reward. Maybe not high reward, but definitely low risk. So all the data that we have on T3 medication shows that after ceasing use, if you're a healthy individual, around 3 to 4 weeks after your T3, your natural production bounces back. So it's not a concern there's going to be a lasting issue for me. So therefore, it goes in and it stays in until the end, and then it comes out. It will not go higher than that. It will stay at a physiological replacement dose, as far as I'm aware, okay? The only other thing I'm using, which I don't have here with me right now, because I actually ran out, more delivered tomorrow, is growth hormone, okay? That's in at 6 IUs per day, and I split that morning and evening. I used to take it in the morning and think that it was helping to mobilize fatty acids while I was doing cardio. That's not really the case anymore. We're aware of that, because the half-life is
or the absorption time is much slower than I guess we thought, and therefore it's not being used as quickly as we initially imagined. So that is everything that I'm taking from a performance enhancing drug perspective. Of course, alongside that, I have all my health supplements. So I have Heart Stack from Supplement Needs. I have Kidney and Blood Pressure Stack from Supplement Needs. I'm taking Shilajit for my brain health. I'm taking Huperzine and Alpha GPC. Not that that's necessarily health, but just for cognition. Omega-3s are in, and obviously plenty of fruit and veg, and then metformin and telmisartan are both in as well. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my IFBB Pro cutting cycle to get shredded for my Classic Physique show.
Oh God, people, right, this finale, the vlog finale, the most important part of the prep series so far is about to go down. I'm about to review the Ninja Creamy. I'm about to understand if this prep is going to be a walk in the park or if I have to continue suffering as I am. I'm not suffering at all, but if this is the vibe, the game has changed forever. I've been patient. I've waited, I think, almost 24 hours, maybe more than 24 hours. My ready to mix ice cream is frozen. Let me get it. Here it is. Here it is, people. Let's remember what we did yesterday. So we did a whole banana, so 144 grams of banana. By the way, yeah, it's frozen. So what I did was I put all the ingredients into my Fitness Pal for my final meal. I'm not actually going to eat this now. I'm gonna try it and then put it back in the freezer, because I've got 2 other meals to have. And then this will be my final meal of the day. Two of these will be my final meal. So 60 grams of whey, protein fusion by Supplement Needs, the salted caramel one, a whole banana, which is about 140 grams. I think in the end about 250, 300 ml of almond milk, and then 100 ml of egg white. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna see what goes down. I'm not gonna be mixing anything in, though I know that's what a lot of people do. They do mix-ins, but we're just gonna get down to business, my friends. So what I believe you do is put that in there like that, maybe. Sounds locked in. Okay, I think that's it. I think we've locked it in now. Let's go. Let's put it in here. It's telling me to install. Is that correct? Do I turn it? It's locked in. Woo! All right, here goes. I'm just gonna go with the straight up ice cream button here. Okay, it's saying we're done. So we're gonna, what do we unlock it? How do we unlock it? Is it possible? Right, I don't do put it this way. I want to be very careful with it because I've got a make a habit of breaking things like this through impatience. Okay, and it's here, and here we are. The lid comes off. Okay, the texture on the top is interesting. We've got like this sort of crumb. I mean, you know what? It's pretty decent. It kind of looks like powder, and the texture is a bit powdery on the top. Now, of course, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I think probably I'm not underwhelmed all the way. I'm satisfied with this. My thought process is that at the moment it's me that needs to get better rather than the machine. I mean, it's fantastic. When you first put it in your mouth and it's like powdery, it's obviously strange, but it almost rapidly turns into an ice cream texture within your mouth. That's the end of the vlog, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your horses. I've done the taste test and you can probably tell. It's good, don't get me wrong, but I've just remembered a vital bit of information. Shout out Matt Strong from the Physique Collective, because he said add some, I've put too much in there. He said add some milk and then mix it again. Okay. Take 2. Let's get it. Whip that lid off. Oh, okay. Yeah, see now we're talking. See, now we're talking, aren't we? Because look at that. That's what we like to see. Oh yeah. Oh my Lord. Oh you. Oh yeah. Oh, it's fucking brilliant, that is. No, that's insane. That is insane. Look at that. That is pure ice cream. Oh, the little boy from Spalding. The little boy from Spalding. I've got this and I've got a whole nother one to eat later before bed. It's game over. It's game over. Anyone who's coming to the Texas Pro, don't bother. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next one.